Well, Steve 89. Well, there are rumours that Wonder Woman 3 has been cancelled. Now, this is sort of being reported everywhere, but it is being reported by the likes of a Hollywood Reporter and some other well-established websites and magazines, so I do feel like it's actually real. It's very disappointing. The third film was going to be written and directed by Patty Jenkins. Now, she directed the first two films, but she only wrote the second one. Gal Gadot was going to be returning, and this doesn't necessarily mean that we won't get another film with both of them returning, but it's unclear because James Gunn and Peter Safran have come in and they've reevaluated the whole DCEU, and they're setting up, I guess, a new direction. Now, whether this means they're just tweaking the established movies and things to fit into that direction, or whether they're just going to be discarding everything and starting them all anew, or actually just rebooting everything. It's unclear. There's a lot of speculation at this point about what's going to happen. Now, the last film, it did well, but it didn't do as well as the first film, but it was released during the you-know-what, and it also had some political issues because the villain was seen as an attack on Donald Trump. So, of course, all the right-wing people turned on it and were trashing it and review bombing it and all that scenario that we're used to now. And it did hurt the film. And then there was also a story point in it that was a lot of people found a bit off, which wasn't. And then that was, the story of. I'm not even going to go to that whole other video, which I already did ages ago. That sort of turned a few people off it as well, and how that was reported and jumped on because people had were gunning for the film in general because they thought it was woke, and the right wing thought it was left wing and everything, and so there was a political issue with that film, and that can be avoided with the next film by just not referencing current day politics. It's possible to do that. So it doesn't mean that they're not going to have Patty back and just say, yeah, we need you to write something that's going to fit into this direction we're going in. The other film just didn't work. It may just be that simple. She may not want to come back. She may, if she can't do the film her way or do the film she wants, she may not return at all. It's hard to tell. It's I mean, at the moment, people are speculating what's going to happen because there's 4 films coming out in the near future. Blue Beetle, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom, and then the Peacemaker TV series. So there's talk that these will all be allowed to be released and sort of run their natural course, and then after 2024, I think, is when they're all done. There's talk of them basically rebooting the whole DCEU. Now, I think that would be a mistake. I think they would be underestimating the loyalty and connection that the fans have to the established brands and the characters and everything and the actors and so forth. I mean, it's very much a Hollywood, suit way to think of, well, we'll just reboot it, relaunch it, and people will just, they'll just jump on. It's like they think we're just going to eat anything that they put out, that we're just consumers. They don't sort of think of us as having any loyalty or connection to the established characters and their portrayals and all that. And if you are going to reboot something like that, you do need to allow time for people to, move on and adjust. You can't just, go from one film and then 2-3 years later the next film is a total reboot and expect people to just jump on and like they just think that we're just mindless. I don't know. It's disappointing, but it's still rumours so far as what they're going to do overall. It does seem fairly clear that the movie is not going forward as is, but that doesn't mean they won't be continuing with that franchise and doing a third film in that franchise, in that exact sort of Wonder Woman universe. But where they're going with the DCU overall, we still don't know. It's unclear, and I think it's possible that they could. But there's talk of screenings of Aquaman and the Flash and that where they don't include the cameos and that because they're thinking of changing. There's just so many rumors at the moment. There's so much happening. It's unsure exactly what's happening. But all we know is we're not getting the Wonder Woman 3 that was planned that we were going to get. Will we get another film? Will we get a reboot? No one knows. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I loved the first film, but I didn't like the era. I hate the war era Wonder Woman. I really wanted them to do a contemporary film. They did the 84 film, which is close enough. So I'm glad we got a contemporary film and, you know, the origin sort of war film. But it would have been nice to have gotten a third film set in today, which I think was the idea, and to have something more contemporary. But that may be exactly what they're trying to avoid, you know, current day politics and so forth and all that. So I don't know what the film was going to be, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we'll see what they do next. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, maybe even ding the bell. Thanks. Bye.